A recount of the strange events in the lives of Loren and Faith, two participants in a reality TV show, 90 Day Perverts, known for its bizarre twists. The show's reputation for pushing boundaries and psychological challenges. A lavish yet ominous house where the show takes place, surrounded by eerie woods that hide more than shadows. Faith, known for her vibrant personality, shares a room with Loren, a quiet and brooding man whose aura hints at an unnerving secret. Faith hears rumors from other contestants about Loren's dark past, stories about a time when he spoke about possession, obsession, and rituals passed down through generations. The house itself is said to be built over an ancient site where strange rituals once occurred, and Loren seems unusually connected to it. A particularly tense night during the show's infamous locked-in challenge, where contestants are confined to their rooms with the lights off for hours. Faith hears slow, deliberate footsteps outside the room, followed by an unnerving, scraping sound. As she tries to ignore it, her heart racing, she suddenly feels a cold, firm grip around her toes, as if something, or someone, was holding on tight. The lights flicker back on to reveal Loren standing by the foot of Faith's bed, eyes wide, almost lifeless, muttering ancient chants in a language Faith cannot understand. Fear roots her in place as Loren's expression shifts from trance-like to one of realization mixed with dread, as if he is just now waking from a nightmare. The morning after, Faith confronts Loren, who claims to remember nothing. Yet as he speaks, a dark mark begins to appear on his hands, resembling ancient runes. The show's producers, seeing an opportunity to heighten ratings, play up the supernatural angle, but Faith knows it's more than just TV drama. Faith finds an old journal hidden in a creaky drawer in her room, filled with accounts of a similar figure known for grabbing what ties life and death, the toes. She pieces together that Loren's lineage may be tied to the spirit that haunts the house, a being known as the Grasper, who preys on the vulnerable. A final showdown between Faith and Loren, who is half himself and half possessed, as she tries to free him and herself from the grip of the Grasper. An intense struggle filled with shadows that seem to reach out, and an eerie, rhythmic chant that matches the beating of their panicked hearts. Faith manages to break the hold using a protective charm given to her by an elderly crew member, who vanishes before she can ask questions. Loren collapses, whispering, "It wasn't me," but it always comes back. The show wraps up, but Faith's life is forever changed, left wondering whether she has truly escaped, or if the grasp will come again. Would you like to explore any part of this outline in more detail? Or should I begin writing an excerpt from a specific section? Here's an introductory segment of a story filled with suspense, eerie atmospheres, and unsettling encounters, meant to fit into the concept you're envisioning. It was the kind of day that felt like a prelude to something sinister, where the air hummed with tension and reality blurred with fiction. The participants of 90 Day Perverts, a reality TV show infamous for its outlandish and scandalous drama, were already on edge. Cameras were everywhere, capturing every whispered secret and nervous glance. Faith sat in her corner of the dimly lit common room, fidgeting with the corner of her blanket. The show had taken a strange turn lately, and she could feel it in her bones. Conversations among the other contestants had shifted from petty arguments to nervous mutterings about Loren, a fellow participant who had a reputation for his intense, unsettling stares and cryptic mutterings. He was an enigma. His eyes seemed to see into something far beyond the mundane. They had joked at first. Loren, the creeper, someone had called him on day 5, and the nickname had stuck. But now, as days passed and incidents accumulated, the nickname didn't seem funny anymore. There was something dark about him, something that made the skin on Faith's arms prickle whenever he was near. That night, as the sun set and cast the house into shadow, the crew announced a new challenge. It was supposed to be a test of courage, an overnight isolation segment where contestants were locked in their rooms until dawn with only a small camera and whatever courage they could muster. Faith took a deep breath as she stepped into her designated room, the wooden floor creaking underfoot. The room was sparse, with only a bed and an old vanity that seemed to watch her with its cracked mirror. A chill settled over her skin as the door clicked shut behind her, the sound echoing through the empty hallway. This is just the beginning of what could be a full story filled with eerie suspense and dark reveals. If you like, I can continue this and expand it to the desired word count, weaving in themes of mystery, dread, and the strange relationship between Loren and Faith. Would you like me to continue with this, or adjust any part of the story's direction? Here's a brief sample of a story involving eerie and unsettling moments in a reality show environment. The sun had long set on the mansion that served as the stage for 90-day Perverts, casting the sprawling structure into a sea of shadows. Faith, a contestant known for her easy laugh and quick wit, felt her nerves on edge. The game, which started as a parade of absurd challenges and scandalous stares, had taken an unexpected turn in recent days, growing darker, more ominous. Whispers among the contestants hinted at a hidden story, one centered around Loren, whose brooding silence and intense eyes unnerved even the most unshakable members of the cast. Rumor had it that Loren's connection to the mansion was more than just a participant. Some swore he'd been seen walking the hallways at night, eyes wide and mouth murmuring words too ancient to understand. Others joked that he was part of a haunting that had plagued the property long before cameras rolled. Faith dismissed most of the talk, attributing it to stress and overactive imaginations. But deep down, when Loren would catch her gaze and hold it just a moment too long, a chill would crawl down her spine. It was during one of the late-night challenges that the air shifted. The producers, ever in search of drama, announced an isolation night. Each contestant was to stay in their rooms until dawn, with the promise of grand rewards for those who lasted without calling to be let out. Faith's room was small, with only a bed and a single window that looked out onto the forest. The night swallowed the trees, leaving her with nothing but darkness and the soft hum of the camera hidden in the corner. Hours passed and sleep evaded her. Every creak of the wooden floors seemed magnified, each distant thump echoing like a drum. The mansion seemed alive, settling and shifting with every breath of the wind. Faith closed her eyes and forced herself to breathe, counting each beat of her heart until a noise snapped her eyes open. A faint scraping sound drifted from the hallway, like nails dragging along the wooden panels. She sat up, straining to listen. The noise grew louder, more insistent. Suddenly, it stopped just outside her door. The silence that followed was more suffocating than the noise itself. A soft, deliberate knock sounded, sending a shiver down her spine. "Hello," she called, her voice weak. That pressed against her ears like a vice. Just as she was about to dismiss it, she felt it. A cold, clammy grip wrapped around her toes. Faith gasped, yanking her feet up, only to see Loren's face emerge from beneath the bed. His eyes were wide, hollow with something dark, and a tear traced down his cheek as he whispered, "It's here." The past unearthed, the morning came with more than exhaustion. It came with a weight of unanswered questions. Loren avoided everyone, his gaze vacant and haunted. The other contestants noticed the change in him, and whispers of concern spread like wildfire. But Faith knew there was something more. The night's touch lingered on her skin like a bruise, an imprint she couldn't shake. She cornered Loren during a break, catching his arm. "What happened last night? Why were you in my room?" she demanded, her voice cracking under the strain. His eyes met hers, and for the first time, there was no coldness, only a well of sadness. "I don't remember going there," he admitted. "But I remember the dreams. They started again.